Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebel football team. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. Coach, how you doing this evening?
Doing good. Doing good.
So this past Friday night, played your round one game in the playoffs. Didn't fare the way you wanted to. Came out on the losing side to Bledsoe County, 42 to 21. Long trip over there, long trip back, but you had some fruitful drives in that game where you were able to score 3 times. Talk about the game and take me through the night in your round one playoff matchup.
Well, Bledsoe's got a great team. They really do. We got down there. Of course, Southbound being out was a big deal, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, Connor Ray's did a tremendous job for us that night. I mean, hadn't played quarterback since he was a freshman. The stuff we put in that week. So if you know anything about football, you'd realize how well Connor played, and really scoring 21 points was a big deal because they hadn't been giving up a lot of points. So, think about it is 2 out of the last 3 years, the daggone injuries has killed us. We felt like, we could be playing at home if it wasn't for injuries this year. Felt like that, that doomed us a little bit. I mean, I know we had 2 turnovers at Hampton, but I had 2 big starters out, and the 2 guys is out scored Friday night. So that would have been big at Hampton. Just didn't play well at Happy Valley, so we were on the road, but he was going to have to play Bledsoe County anyway. But it would have been great to like Hampton this week, play him at home.
Yeah.
And maybe later on in the playoffs. So it's just one thing we talk about around here. You never thought at the first year that you'd be disappointed in an 8-3 season, but that's the kind of culture we're trying to get around here. We are disappointed when we go 8-3. But again, hats off to the team. It's nothing that they done. They played well Friday night. The seniors. Went out playing well, and you couldn't ask for anything more from the seniors and actually the team. And we just, they were tough. They got a good ball club, and the scary thing about them, they get everybody back. But we really like to play them here. We felt like things could be different if healthy, playing them at South Greene, and felt like things would be different. But had a very, very successful year. Proud of the boys the way they finished Friday night, and just tough way to end the season.
It was very eerie when I was thinking back to our preview interview at the beginning of this year when I wrote the written article. I think one of the main things you said was it's all about staying healthy. And sometimes you can't avoid the injury bug. And it bit you at the end of the season here. And it was kind of weird, like you said, how you missed T.J. Buckner and you missed Nash Rader in the Hampton game. But then they come back in the first-round playoff matchup against Bledsoe County, and they score, I think, your first 2 touchdowns in the game, and they keep you in it too. So, and then Jacob Southbound falls out, but you have Connor Racer, you said, had a tremendous day, 11 of 16 passing, 119 yards with a passing touchdown. 2 passing touchdowns, and had over 25 yards rushing too. So you made the most of your opportunities in that, and it's one of those things I've asked you before where you've had to shuffle everything around, but things still work in your favor in a way because you've had those players that have played at different positions throughout their careers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. I mean, it's not an ideal situation. Coach Case talks about on defense, he's real big on keeping people in a certain spot because, just like at the end of the year, even on defense, he had to move some people around, and it's tough, because you can't say a whole lot to the kid because they hadn't played there, but, we like to keep people in one spot, and it was just tough at the end of the year, and you kind of get jealous at the Hamptons and stuff. Hampton had some injuries, but it was first of the year.
Yeah.
They're healthy right here at the back end where we wasn't, and like I say, that's 2 out of the last 3 years. We were 2 years ago when Luke Myers was a senior. We were healthy up to he got hurt at Hampton at the end of the year, and then we felt like him being hurt was a big deal there while we got beat at 09, and then this year, you feel like you can make it at least to the 3rd round. That's what you're shooting for, or make it past the 3rd round, and you never know what's happening if you get Bledsoe or York or Hampton at South Greene. That's we feel like we play well here, so it's just frustrating, and again, being disappointed is all right because we want to be better than 8-3, but so it was disappointing in that way. But again, super proud of the way the kids played all year, and some adversity, with the Braxton thing, the kids come out and played well and done what they needed to do, but just frustrating for the seniors because we had a good group of seniors. Every single one of them has done something special around here, and the good thing is that they ended their career and never had a losing season at South Greene, and that's hard to say around here. Back in the early years, we had some good seasons, but more likely not, we didn't, and so I think this is two groups in a row, maybe 3 groups in a row that hasn't had a losing season leaving South Greene, and so that's a big deal. That's a real big deal, and that's the kind of program we're trying to build. A few things we need to build on for next year. We're going to work on and hopefully be back where we are at this time next year.
It's even more special for that class turning last season around too, at the point where I think you were 2-5 at one point, and then you go on that stretch at the end of the year to turn it into a winning season. But one thing that Tate wrote about in your write-up last week after your game against Bledsoe County is you were left asking yourself, what if? Are you going to be asking what if when referring back to this season in the future?
Well, it all depends on how far Region 1 goes, and that's only Hampton. It all depends on how far they go, and because that's what we did for 2 years. 2 years ago, and I really wasn't over it till the state championship game was over because Hampton was playing in it, and that was very tough. So it'll be tough until Hampton gets beat because you feel 2 turnovers there, healthy. That game's a different story. We were the ones playing at home, and so yeah, we're looking at a lot of what ifs up to that point till they get beat, and then a couple of weeks after that, we'll start thinking about next year and get going. Kids are resilient. The seniors really hurt Friday night, but by this time, they're beginning to realize it's time to move on, and they've talked about it, and they won't be around next year. But it's just a tough way to end the season, just for the fact of the injuries. Not the way to end the season. We didn't play well. We did. We felt like we played well and done some things, and could have won the ball game. But as far as the way the kids play, there's 2 years in a row we felt like we gave it all at the very end, and we have nothing to be ashamed about.
Let's talk about the bright side of things a little bit. I talked about you were able to get into the end zone 3 times against Bledsoe County. Take me through each one of those scoring drives. I know you had a touchdown from Nash Rader, T.J. Buckner, and Trey Gentry. 3 of your main playmakers all season long, and in the final game of the season, it all paid off with a touchdown each for them. Take me through each of those scoring drives.
Well, the first one was set up by Trey. He had a big return on the. We were down 14-0, and he returned inside the 10 and got T.J. down there, and T.J. was in a full cast on his hand. Wrapped up, and he pretty much caught it one-handed. That's the kind of athlete he was. So we had a short field there. The second touchdown drive was aided by some penalties, which were legit. And Nash just does what he does to get in the end zone. And then in the third touchdown, Trey being Trey, and again, that's it was kind of we would cut it to 7. And then we just couldn't get off the field. Looking back on the film, it wasn't really a whole lot of It was a lot about Bledsoe was doing, but we wasn't kicking when we needed to. Linebackers mixed some kick calls where we felt like if they would have, we felt like if we could have got off the field 2 or 3 times, we would have had a real good shot of winning that game, and we just couldn't get off the field, and that hadn't happened all year. Defense has played great all year. And Coach Case's bunch has really done a good job. He's done a good job. There were games that he made some adjustments that we did really well in. But just the other night, and again, another thing is having some guys out. Susan began to play some defense, and Lucas Couch was out Friday night. I forgot to mention him. He got hurt at Hampton. He's one of our outside linebackers. Again, when he's out and those guys out, you start moving people around. We played national defense. We haven't played in 3 weeks, so that was a big deal. So just some things here and there. That you go back and look on film, you feel like. If you had it to do over, that things could have turned out different. But again, super proud of the boys. No way disheartened about the way they played, and left it all on the field, and that's all you ask for.
It's a great season, too, 8-3. Some teams I think would kill to go 8-3 during the season, too. Had to go on the road to Bledsoe County. Ended up having your season ended in round 1 of the playoffs, but you get to look forward to the future now, and you get to bring a lot back, too. We'll talk about that in the second half real quick, but we need to take a break first, so we'll be right back after this break with these messages here on Grassroots Media.
Remember those days when life was simpler and every corner held a treasure just waiting to be discovered? Pettit's Market was a place where memories were made and where stories were woven. Here you'll find more than just goods. You'll find a piece of the past wrapped in the embrace of today. Pettit's Market is where neighbors become friends, friends become family, and good food and love holds everything together. So step inside, make memories, eat good, and leave happy. Pettit's Market, the little store with a big welcome. Tommy's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greeneville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts as well as repair and replace. Tommy's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommy's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommy's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show, where we cover everything here on Rebel Hill with the South Greene Rebel football team. As always, I'm joined here with Rebels head coach Shawn Jones. So get to look forward to the future now. You graduate 7 seniors in kind of a smaller senior class compared to some of the numbers that 2A and 3A can produce. But going forward now, you've still got a lot of playmakers coming back. You've got your quarterback coming back. You've got your running back coming back. You've got one of your main targets at wide receiver coming back, and a few on the offensive and defensive lines coming back. Talk to me about the future and what you can expect going forward out of South Greene football.
Well, we're real excited. You know, we hate to see those seniors go. All 7 of them contributed to what was doing. But you know, if you look at it from each side of the ball, you know, Dion was big at wide receiver, and TJ was and then Connor Race was out there. So, but you know, those guys are going to be truly missed. And on the line, you know, we lose a couple guys there that played really well. You know, Garrett Ricker came in, and Jacob Warren. We lose those 2 guys on the line. So, and we got some freshmen coming in. Hopefully, can replace those 2. And we got another kid that was injured the last half of the season that played a lot last year as a freshman. So we get those guys back. And of course, you got Susan back, and you got Nash back now. And now we got Trip Neese in the backfield also. In that last game, we played 2 backs in the backfield. We split backs, and so we're excited about that, and those guys back, and then those same guys played on defense. But you know, we get a lot of the defensive guys back. So and we already started talking this week about, you know, the depth chart for next year. Already looking at it and what we can do. So we're real excited. You know, you hate to see it end, but you know, when you get a lot of guys back, you get your quarterback back. That's a big deal. So we get him back, and the running backs. You know, Nash will just be a junior next year. So the future's bright. You know, that's one thing about it. And again, I'll say it now and I'll say it next year. Just got to stay healthy in 2A football. You know, we ended up with I think 40 kids, which was pretty good for 2A football. But we just dressed out 35 last week. You know, we had, you know, that's the thing with some injuries and some different stuff there. So you know, we gotta and we'll try to get a few more. Me and Coach Case like to walk through the halls and see if we can get anybody out. And we've already had a couple guys coming out. Don't know if they can play or not. Don't know how long it's been since they played. But and like I say, we got some good freshmen coming in. Got good linemen coming in. So it's really a good thing. And you know, we just got to get in the weight room. That's a big thing. You know, at the end of the year, we felt like we. With some of the injuries we had, if we were just a little bit stronger, and it's tough around here. We don't have weightlifting classes all throughout the day, and the way we got to try to do it. And the kids playing other sports, but we'll figure it out, and we'll get better. And again, it's about buying into the system. That's what the kids got to do, and they've got so many things doing today with their video games and other sports and stuff. But it is tough sometimes to get them to buy in. But once you get them to buy in, you feel like you can make your run, and so that's what the off season will be about, and we'll come back again. And you know, me and Coach Burns, we used to go on vacation together, and we always say, there at the end of June, you know, once it gets started, it's just like that, and that's what it is. You know, 11 weeks went really quick, and so we'll take the off season here. We'll go some coaching clinics and get in the weight room, and let those guys play their other sports, get better at, and then we'll start up in the spring, and then try to make a run next year.
You're going into the second season of a 2-year scheduling block, so that's the good news. You know who you'll be facing next year, and it'll be the same opponents that you had this past year too. Take me through some of those opponents and who you expect to give you some of the toughest battles next year, and what you expect in the conference.
Well, you know, early on, of course, you open up with Crockett. You know, Crockett's a 5A school, and you know, they'll be hungry next year. We go up there because we beat them, so that'll be big. Conference again. I think it'll be really even again. You know, Happy Valley loses their big back. You know, Cumber Gap's, you know, their guys will be getting older. You know, and then of course you got Eagleton. You know, we escaped
that wild card.
Yeah, you know, they had no seniors this year because of the way the kids were. But the good thing about it, we'll have them at South Greene. We'll have Hampton at South Greene next year. So again, I really believe it could be one of us 3 right there winning next year with Eagleton being in there. So. All games will be tough. You know, Cumber Gap, Happy Valley always plays us tough. You know, they beat us this year. You know, we felt like we should have won that ball game. So conference will be tough. Non-conference will be tough again with Chucky Doak, and you know, of course, we got Granger and Seymour, and we were lucky to win all those games. And all of them were at least 3-4, 5A this year in the non-conference. So that was a big deal too. And I felt like that got us ready for our conference season. But the good thing is we next year with 3 straight home games at the end. This year was on the road 3 straight weeks. Next year we'll be here 3 straight weeks, and we'll just see what happens. And when you look down at Region 2, it looks like Bledsoe will be the cream of the crop down there. York's going to lose pretty much a lot of their guys, and Oneida will be Oneida, and you got Polk County. So again, you want to try to finish first or second, stay away from Bledsoe early on in the playoffs. It looks like for next year, and then see what happens. We feel like 2A's kind of open. You lost Meigs County, and some of those West Tennessee teams move up to 3A, and so you feel like it. You can make a run in 2A, and so we'll come back next year and try it again.
It's beneficial too. Your 2 county games you have against Chuck Utica and West Greene. They should be here at home next week.
Yes,
also.
They'll be here. They'll be here home next year. So that'll be 2 big games. They'll be good games for the fans and make a good crowd. So and then finish up at Hampton. Hampton always travels well, and so we'll like I say, we're excited. You hate to sit in and you want to try to rest a little bit, but we as coaches are ready to get back at it.
Last question too. It's always one of the more fun questions during the year. Take me through some of your more fun moments throughout the season, whether that be in practice, some of the games that were the most fun to coach in, some of the funniest moments that you'll always remember going forward too. Take me through some of the fun moments throughout the season.
Well, always that first win of the season was huge. That was real fun. 5A and what happened to us this summer, that was big. And homecoming was big. Union County gave us 8 turnovers. That's a big thing. And then the boys just have a good time. And before practice starts and different things. And then we as coaches, one thing about the coaching staff we got, we're real competitive when the games are on and practice is going on. But afterwards, we'll sit in the coach's office and laugh and have a good time and mess with each other. And that's what I like. So there's just we had some ups and downs. But a lot of ups. 8-3. You have a lot of things happen. Like I say. With these kids and all these guys we're going to miss, because the seniors, they kept it light around here, and that's so a lot of good memories with this bunch, and excited to see what the guys come back next year will do.
Advertising it up here on the board too, Greene County champions this year. Also brought back the milk can to South Greene, so it's a pretty fruitful year here at South Greene.
And we just want to keep it up. That's the tradition. That's what we're trying to build around here. Trying to build a culture and been doing it. I think it's my 4th year back as head coach, and even changed it when I was head coach first time. I said that. Those things after I was head coach first time that I was going to do different. And I have done different, and so even a different culture from back then is what we're trying to make around here. And we're talking. In order for it to be a successful season, you make it at least a 2nd, 3rd round. And so if you don't, you're disappointed. And that's the way the kids should feel that way. Not that you had a bad year, or not that you had a great team, but it's just disappointing when you don't make it now. Used to, we just want to make the playoffs. Yeah. And another goal now is, hopefully we play at home, but trying to win that first playoff game on the road. That's a big deal too, that we need to get that, monkey off our back. But so a lot of things to look forward to, and we'll be excited.
All right, I think that's all we've got. We'll put a cap on the season, finish at 8-3, Greene County champions, bringing the milk can back to South Greene too. Looking forward to next season though. Like we said, you've got a few key games here at home next season. Got a lot of time between now and then, though. Look forward to seeing you. You're the voice of South Greene basketball again this year.
Yeah, I do that every year, so I have to get into that. And that kind of keeps me busy through the winter time.
We'll see you plenty during basketball season.
Oh, yeah.
We'll hear you plenty during basketball season also.
Oh, yeah, at the end of the year, there was 2 years that I got kicked out of the last game. So now with a $250 penalty, I can't do it anymore. So I've got to, when I go to basketball games, in a way, I have to be a little bit more quieter.
Which was the other one?
2 years ago it was at Gatlinburg. No, 3 years ago it was at Elizabeth, and 2 years ago it was at Gatlinburg.
Pittman, yeah.
So, but I just get rowdy every now and then. Don't say a whole lot.
I don't think you really got rowdy enough to get thrown out of the game.
It is what it is. I'm passionate about South Greene. That's what it is. I don't care what we're playing. I'm real passionate about the school. So and all the kids, they intertwine, do different sports. So I like to support those kids and different things. So it's we'll do something in the wintertime. And one last shout out. I give a shout out to my wife. She always tells me that I don't give her a shout out, and I give one out to her because it really, she allows me. I say it loud. I get to do what I do, and it's quite funny. We've been married for 20 years, and I've been doing this for a long time, and you still get done at practice. We get done at 6:30, and so we'd be home at 6:30 if you got done at 6, and still don't understand. You got to close up shop and do all that stuff, but she's really great. She comes when she can, but so and shout out to her and let me do this. Been doing it for a long time and hope to do it for a few more years.
All right, Coach, that's all I've got. We'll leave it off on that. Appreciate you for everything this year.
Thank you.
Always a privilege to cover South Greene one more time. Go Rebels, go Cowboys, go Vols.
Yeah, go Rebels, go Vols, and go Cowboys. Cowboys got beat last week, but hey, the refs had a lot to do with that, so we'll leave it at that.
Still a lot of season left to be played.
That's right.
Still half the season left to be
That's right.
played.
They're going to be the Super Bowl. That's what I'm predicting.
All right. Every single year.
Well, heck yeah, that's what. And Tennessee's going to beat Georgia this year, so that's what we always say.
Hey, did you see the line?
Oh.
Only a touchdown.
Well, the
Only
thing of it is,
touchdown.
a couple of weeks ago, it looked like that they had a better chance of beating Georgia than they did Missouri, so that's interesting too. But yeah,
Good
got some good football left at the end of the year. I always get depressed there at the end of January when college football's over, and I know we got pro, but I really love college football and high school football, so I really get a little depressed at the end of January. But come March, start seeing reruns. My wife always says, "Ain't you seen that game already?" Yeah, but that's
fun
what
to
we
watch.
do. It's what football coaches do. We watch
I
football.
missed that play the time before.
Yeah, that's what we do. So that's what it is.
All right, that's it. Thank you all for watching this year's edition of the Southbound Real Estate Shawn Jones Show. We look forward to seeing you next year here on Grassroots Media.
Oh, one more thing, Tyler. Thanks to you guys. Grassroots does a great job. I really appreciate what they do. They're here for the kids. Everybody tune in to Grassroots. Cancel your subscription to Greenville Sun. Go with Grassroots.
We appreciate that. Thank you, Coach.
Welcome.